Hello, my name is Jeffrey Solomon, and this is 1750. My right hand tingles as my index finger nervously slides across the side edges of the crumpled paper. The blue borders and black letters show proudly despite my constant crumpling. Knuckles feel stuffed full of rickets while holding my SAT admittance ticket. Standing in line, candidly labeled O through Z like a herd of cattle, leading ourselves blindly down to what we can't see, what could only be 5 hours of intellectual misery. 5 hours of intellectual hurdles as you beat me repeatedly. Tied to the ass end of the quantifiable scale, the fecal grades flow and cover, fill and hover amongst every pore. The comparative defeat over others' scores. The numerical beast's heartbeat beats with my heartbreak over the number that has replaced me. 1750 has defaced me. It's not that I'm dumb. Good boy like me? How could it seem that I'd be dumb? Good boy plays nice. Good boy has good grades, good future, good plays, good humor, good ways, good days, good boy. Good boy. And Mommy always said that he always struggles with math. Daddy always pled that he's just not a test taker. These paternal excuses nourished good boy's pride and led him to the conclusion that his grade was a lie that was not tied to his sense of self-worth. These numbers, they never slumber, they never leave, they never breathe out the crushing cry, the crunching heave of accepting you believe you are a failure. Nail your thoughts of being to the seething realization that you fell short. That I fell short. That I failed short. That I am short. So we were told. By resorting to affording amphetamines to extort our clouds of doubt and resolve our flaws in pills and chills and cigarettes. Due to inflated expectation, we, the children of experimentation, have found our friends' prescriptions to speed to be crucial for us to catch up to the crushing speed of social success. Cut me a break? Hell no, for goodness sake, just break that cake and cut me out of line. 180 degrees of Vyvanse beads. My nose may bleed, but you believe me, I'll be just fine. Eyes popping, lips sopping, cheeks a little paler. But hell, no time for regrets, 'cause I will never be a failure. The line between me and my SAT has never been more blurred in my life. My score is who I am. I'm 1750. I'm not a man. Walking down the corridor to the door of my test proctor, I show my picture ID, matching my picture, that's me, on my SAT admittance ticket. Acceptable calculator as mentioned on page 5 of the SAT handbook. 3 pencils, 2 erasers, a stack full of perfectly intact practice SATs sitting on my desk at home. A list full of wishful thinking thoughts telling myself, this too shall pass. But the crushing understanding that this grade I am demanding my self-worth, well, what's left standing is all just a hollow hope. I take my seat, praying to a God I don't believe in, for release. 10 minutes till test time, 10 milligrams, then I'm fine. Proctor clearly oblivious to the signs of a class full of pupils, patiently waiting to be pulling answers out of dilated pupils. Inhale the Adderall inside the painted bathroom stalls, walking up and down the hall and feel the thumping bump inside your chest. No food, no water. Don't bother to slaughter. We live off of success. The proctor speaks. Name, please. Jeffrey Solomon. Godfrey Solomon. No, I'm sorry, you pronounced it wrong. Well, how am I supposed to say it? I etch my name into his paper. 1750. You sit in the back. The room is filled with the overwhelming stench of nerves, caffeine, and amphetamines. Faces replaced by the face values of SAT scores. I pass by the desk of 1420, 1600, 2250, 2350. 2350 sits in the front of the room, his determination and preparation steaming out of his slanted eyes. 2350 has studied. 2350 will keep studying. 2350 diligently absorbed the triangles and the angles on the page with a deep-seated internal rage that his parents' acceptance was validated by his grades. You see, Mom and Dad never planned to produce a man. They produced a number. Child missing social functions, 550 points. Fostering a brain free from intoxicating junctions, another 1,000. Free from the doubtful notions of emotions and lustful distractions and rebellious actions, at least another 1,000. Another 1,000 points to match the thousands of hours spent living in textbooks hooked to the constantly cooking fear. Doubtful words shut from parents' lips to offspring's ears. Oh, who makes such a good worker? Such a strong doctor, a rich lawyer, a hard worker. Oh, he won't stop. Oh, he'd never bother. Oh, don't end up like your brother. Here, just pop another. Please listen to your father. Just listen to your mother. Go and try a little harder. Just work a little harder. End up a little harder until you are a success. What wasn't covered in class, 2350 learned from the stern quivering in his father's lower lip. Arc angles taught through the strangling stares of paternal disappointment. Geometry lessons were felt the back of his father's hand, the geometry in his mother's scowl, data analysis in his failure to resist paternal pressure. His desire to learn was fueled by the fire from his dragon mother's mouth, creativity repressed to make room for only the greatest of success. The credit received for bubbling in the answers correctly. Bubbling in C, an answer which 1750 clearly cannot see. So my pencil darkens in D. The animal in 1750 desperately hunts for some tool, some supply, some revision to retain worth. His hands grasp the yellow spear of lead, cutting deeply into the side of the chalk-white paper. Pictures burst forth from the fresh wound, covering the page in the sweet graphite of life. You see, this speed freak self-love flows with the creativity shown in angles of pencil on paper. Drawings of birds and bushes immerse my thirst for the rebirth of self-worth. I can feel the flowing freedoms bursting forth from lands inside the lead. My drawings know their master, springing forth and running faster. They're my escape, my getaway car. I can feel the wind within my hair as my pencil runs across the page, leaving its angles, leaving its shades on the plaster white of the paper. I am content. I am at peace. I know what I was made for, and I know I am released. Clock strikes 8, 8 strikes back straight, leg straight head, as the black beast is awakened from his slumber, compiled of oppressive bile, his infertile desire to plunder what I am. To him I am 1750. To him I am not a man. What is this? Drawing an official SAT reference. Ascending to a position of prominence at the front of the room, he follows the hollow pages of that handbook, while my hands shook from their lack of use. Now, children, please look, please see. Please read the SAT handbook with me. In this testing environment, there is no resting, eating, drinking, smoking, cheating, being, breathing, sealing, feelings, thinking, thoughts. No stalling, dropping, knocking, hawking, talking, knocking, talking, getting caught. Eyes stealing, hands seething, skin steaming, but never getting soft. 1750, you are never getting soft. 30 days of this class sucks later, but pass me the pipe, afternoons burning, brain cells playing Space Invaders, 12 times 20 the amount of tar in a single cigarette, clinging to my fingers and stammering through my breath, choking out my words, regretting showing up to this sick red brick building. It is now 4 weeks after that fatal afternoon. The SAT told me I was in the 82nd percentile. The 82nd percentile. I can feel the infectious bile flowing through my veins. It stains the hollow of my brain, ripping off the muscle from the skin, tearing the marrow straight from my bones, lavishly lapping at the pumping blood flow dumping out of my chest. All I can see are the numbers. 1750. Those numbers that never slumber, that never leave, that never breathe. The crushing cry, the crunching heave of accepting. You believe you are a failure. We believe we all are failures. 1750. Our heavenly lords of college boards pasted us on display, painting the graft mark page in the caging lines of our still, warm blood. Tearing out our skin, ripping off our bones, bubble mark our being, and let our souls be shown. 1750. Turns out, when my mind is filed into the tactile piles of their trialsome scale, it is revealed that although I may feel worthwhile, my perception is not quantifiable. 1750. But this cry I speak, which finds release in the tip of my tongue, is not tied to the two lips in which it was sung. When turning your head necessary 180 degrees, you will see every child has been, as every child will be, forsaken, will be sold and will be raked in here under the plundering punctures of college board scores. It's crucial for us to acknowledge that 1250's plea, Mom, I want to go to college, has been demolished by the knowledge that, well, you don't quite meet our standards. Children sold and children slandered. Rather see 1250 locked in some far-forgotten penitentiary than allowed to walk among our land, than allowed to walk among the free. Food-stamped hands can't reach their future plans, demand the upper hand. But it's okay, because yes, we can! Well, yes, you can! Yes, you should? I'm sorry. When I said that, I thought you understood that in this land of the rich, this land of the free, social success is hidden deep inside of gated communities where trust fund babies driving birthday Mercedes, hanging out with all the pretty little ladies, are socially prioritized to make sure that their futures are never compromised. When it comes to that shining piece of pie that I see in the corner of your one eye, well, society's cut, boy. Society's dry. Please, oh God of my acceptance letter, hallowed be thy name. Your college come, my failure's done. My worth is in your discretion. Pardon me for confessing. Maybe this is a lesson I should have learned. I know Sally had 10 apples, 5 oranges, but she only had 4 answer choices. My brain shattered as I told myself, this doesn't matter. Hoisted my answers up, my numbers not encounter the counter of your answer choices A through D, but I can't see how this could be. Is it just me? Why can't I please? I'm asking please. I want to please. I'll get on my knees. I